Hey everybody, so here we have an article that was sent to me about the deaths of hip hop artists. It says the deaths of hip hop artists reveal the alarming state of black men's health. The growing list of black male rap stars not living to old age shows fame doesn't exempt them from illness. Some are trying to fix that. And here's True Joy, I guess I'm saying it correctly, the Dove, performing with De La Soul, says he died at 54 after suffering from congestive heart problems earlier this year. It didn't take long for Derek Griffin, who grew up in Atlanta, to fall in love with hip hop. De La Soul, A Tribe Called Quest. He's always been a music fan, looking up to the men who brought the music alive. So when two members of his favorite groups died premature deaths, his heart broke. David Jalasokur, who rapped as True Joy, the Dove, died at 54 after suffering from congestive heart problems earlier this year. And Malik Taylor, better known as Fife Dog, died at 45 due to diabetes complications in 2016. It was really heart-wrenching for me, Griffin said. They didn't have to die that young. Their deaths are part of what fuels his work as the director of Georgetown University's Center for Men's Health Equity, where he works to combat the health disparities that end black men's lives early. He often quotes hip-hop lyrics in professional talks. Tupac, Biggie, is a part of him that spills into work. So this goes on and just talks about basically how they're lying, how they're dying. It says, as hip hop's 50th anniversary comes to close, it ends with a sobering reminder that black men, including many rappers, face a life expectancy that's among the lowest for any race and ethnicity group across the country at 70 years old. Black men, including rappers, face a life expectancy that's among the lowest of any race and ethnic group across the country. Wow. When news broke over the summer that Virginia-based rapper Magoo died at 50, it underscored the fragility around health and well-being for black men. His cause of death has still been undetermined, but the hip-hop community was still in mourning over other deaths. DMX, dead at 50. Biz Markie, 57. Coolio, just shy of 60. Heavy D, who collapsed outside of his Beverly Hills home at age 44, due to pulmonary embolism or a blood clot in the lungs. Wow, age 44. Though death by gun violence and drug overdose often makes headlines, what's missed are the ways black men are disproportionately vulnerable to death due to cancer, heart disease, stroke, and chronic conditions such as diabetes. Premature death, often from chronic illnesses that can be prevented, is a reality for black men whether or not hip-hop is in the room, says Mark Anthony Neal, who chairs the Department of African American Studies at Duke University. One might assume that high-profile rappers would have the money and the means to tap into quality health care and preventive medicine, but the growing list of black male rap stars who fail to live to old age shows their wealth does not exempt them from illness. And experts say the pressure they face as artists in the spotlight may exacerbate the health conditions among them. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of skip down. It says a history of medical racism that drives high rates of mistrust among black folks can lead to delays in people seeking preventative care like screenings, which are key to early diagnosis and treatment. Add to that toxic masculinity, which encourages aggression, toughness, invincibility, and the ability of men to reach optimal health and well-being arose. That is very interesting. Let me skip on down to this part, which I found very interesting. It says, this is not by happenstance. The narrative that rappers are dying only due to violence and drugs is not what the data illustrates, he said. It doesn't explain the total risk that hip hop artists face. He says, with record labels, they're essentially contract laborers. They don't get health care. They don't get retirement funds, said Neil. Why are we not talking about health plans for hip hop artists? It shouldn't surprise us that they are dying early. I had no idea. So basically, it says here, with record labels, they're essentially contract laborers. I would think the artist is an asset. So therefore, you would insure it. But you know what I do find interesting? I do find interesting that even though it says here with record labels, they're essentially contract laborers, they don't get health care and they don't get retirement funds. What I do find interesting is that, guess what? What I've heard with record labels, they have life insurance on them. Oh, yes, indeed. I've heard with record labels on these rappers, they have life insurance policies on them. Why? They know the data. And they sitting up here, I'm sure, I'm signing a deal, grinning and skinning, get on stage hollering and just screaming and doing their little thing, get paid a lot of money, don't know how to manage it, but know how to promote genocide, violence, and crime, drug usage. They know how to glorify that, creating fatherless homes, treating the women less than human, running off from responsibilities. Don't have sense enough or the intelligence enough to maybe have a family, your lineage. Maybe that's why a wife comes in handy, because obviously they can't handle it. You can't even be in charge of your own health. You don't know to get screenings. I had a medical appointment today, and I was trading. There was my part to sell. Missed it. Oh, well, stuff happens. Take my health very seriously. It speaks volumes. Again, I have heard in the rap industry, and especially one that may not be owned by now. That's what I've heard by some. I've heard that clear people and other people, when they sign them, they have a life insurance policy on them, but there's no retirement plan. They don't care about you. But you read about the elephant in the room, the Toyota commercial. Elephant in the room is wig. No, the elephant in the room is a $50 billion liability barn boy. The elephant in the room is, how can you make all this money through rapping? Some end up broke. Remember the one I'm supposed to be popping, and he popped on up out of here with no will. They were trying to raise money for him. What does that tell you? What can he leave his kids? Complain about child support. I was supposed to be popping. Priorities are all wrong. There is no health insurance for them, a health plan. And you know what? I can kind of see it because it might be, they may have so many problems. They're known to create a whole lot of fatherless homes. They might see them as a health risk. That I can understand. Promoting heavy drinking, partying, drug usage. The fools probably wouldn't even keep the doctor's appointments anyway. Basically, they're contract laborers, so you don't even know to get health insurance. Pay out of your pocket. It's your health, how you get around, how you feel, your body. But I guess as long as they can get up on the stage and scream and travel and take pictures and be on the Instagram, on IG, I guess it's okay. The death of hip hop artists revealed the alarming state of black men's health. You know what it also reveals, which is embarrassing? It also reveals your mentality, your mental health. Oh, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes. Not just your physical health, your mental health. See, mentally, you should already know I need to get health insurance. I mean, I'm thinking about it. Aren't these men traveling? What if you get hurt on the road? What about insurance? This group is very good at making everybody rich but their own. When you go on a cruise, don't you also buy the insurance in case something happened overseas? We've never used it, but sure as hell bought it. Anything could happen. Find yourself not laughing. Be like that couple that was they were abroad. I don't know if they were in China. But they didn't have the money. It was an African American couple that got sick. Next thing you know, you're not finna slip up out of here. No. You're gonna be held into the hospital until you pay. Should have had that insurance. This right here speaks volumes. The basics down. All this money, no health insurance, no retirement plan, no 401k, no portfolio, no nothing. Nothing. This right here speaks volumes. It speaks on how you see yourself. It ain't gonna happen to me until it does. And dying out early. So caught up in entertainment. Don't have the basics down. So instead of not just not having the basics down of family, don't have the basics down of health insurance of health. No health insurance or retirement plan, but watch. One of them drop out, somebody has a life insurance policy on them. And I don't mean their mother. So you add the gun violence and the crime in the community, and then if you're one of those black men that's trying to build, you're subject to getting robbed or getting unalive. Then you add no health insurance, and you got all these deaths. True Gore the Dove, dead at 54. Fife Dog, 45. Diabetes. What's the other list? DMX, dead at 50. Biz Marquis, 57. Coolio, just shy of 60. Heavy D, age 44. Again, the history of medical racism that drives high rates of mistrust among black folks can lead to delays in people seeking preventative care like screenings, which are key to early diagnosis and treatment. Add to that toxic masculinity, which encourages aggression, toughness, and invincibility, and the ability of black men to reach optimal health and well-being erodes. Medical racism, I understand that occurs, but at some point you have to get yourself checked out, especially being how they create all these fatherless homes, you think? These dudes run around here with community D. You should definitely be going. Dying early. So don't have the basics down as family. Now don't have the basics down health insurance. But they can make millions of dollars preventative care screenings. It speaks volumes, not just about the physicality of it, but what does it say about you mentally? Don't you want to be here for your kids? I guess life just might be one big party. This right here, the article states the deaths of hip hop artists reveal the alarming rate of black men's health. I want to go a step further. It also reveals your state of your mental health, how you think, how you process information. Understand? How you think, how you process information. Want to talk about that? It speaks volumes. But sitting up here while trying to worry about women's business, you got a whole heap of your own. Women's business. You worried about wig and weave and what's on the IG. How you gonna build when you don't have the basics down? So they are basically, based on this article, just seen as contract laborers to the record labels, is what it says. No health insurance, no retirement plan. Let me guess, black women's fault. You have to take control of your own life. You have to take control of your own life. Wow. This right here, it's shocking. I had no idea. No health insurance, retirement plan, not surprised. But I heard about there being life insurance policies on them. What does that tell you? And the ones in your face grinning, giving you the check, of course a person will smile and grin at you, of course, because they're making money. That's part of doing business. But this lets you know mentally something is missing. You have to take your life, your health into your own hands and act accordingly. But I guess they just don't get it. Again, the growing list of black male rap stars not living to old age shows fame doesn't exempt them from illness. Whoever would think that it would. But the fact that you have fame, that means you should have access to health care. Shocking, but then not. Even with wealth, there's a problem. But hey, dusty behavior, everything is a good time, just having fun. TDG, teardown group, not about building. Can't even say about your own health. So I say it speaks more than just the health, physically. It also, to me, it speaks about the individuals mentally. Something is lacking. But you got video after video of you shopping all in these expensive stores, all in these different cars, even though they might get repoed later on. All this jewelry around your neck and don't even have the sense enough to go to a doctor and get checked. But you got diamonds and a pink diamond in your forehead, the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Uh, all this in your teeth, grills. Fancy cars, women, diamonds around your neck, but don't even have common sense to go get a health check. I'm out.